All right, and welcome to the Anarchy Podcast live day trading, I guess. So today's kind of the first live trading that we've done for the day. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start off with some charting. As you can see, DAX deciding to fly like crazy here on the opening of the new hour. But what we're always going to do is we're going to start from a top to bottom kind of analysis, wait for the market to settle down from the new hour candle, and then we'll get started. So I'm going to remove everything off my chart. We're going to trade DAX today mostly for the reason that it's a holiday in America. It's going to be a bank holiday. I don't even, my goodness, I'm American, obviously, but I've been in Thailand for the last 10 years and I've pretty much forgotten uh, what some of the weird holidays are. So, I mean, remind me, is it, I don't even know. I should Google it. What's the bank holiday today? Uh, Holiday in America today. I don't know why it's saying it's not a holiday. It is obviously a bank holiday. Um, According to this, it's a bank holiday. So yeah, I don't even know. Anyways, have to pull out my phone at some point. But let's see here. Okay, let me just pull up my other window here. We'll add it. Just make sure everything's working. I don't know. I don't even know if we're streaming, but it says we're streaming. So let's uh let's see what happens. I mean, if I go over here to my live, does it show up here? I don't know. Anyways, said it's going, so we'll just let it go and see what happens. So let's start from top down here on DAX and go. So usually what we're gonna do is again, there's a million different ways to trade every single indice, every single pair. And I'm just gonna be essentially just going and just trying to put in some simple support and resistant lines. I don't overcomplicate anything here when I'm trading. Try to keep it very simple. To the point is like, sure, there's a bazillion other ways that you can trade, but I like to try to keep it simple. So again, bottom of this wick, if it drops below here, we're expecting, I mean, probably going to go down to maybe the wick over here on the left. Always want to look to the left to see what the price has done. And it went up to this, 15 to, 270 level and then dropped directly back down. So again, if it goes up that, breaks past that, could we see it break back up to here? This is a huge, big candle. So again, I would probably put a line in the middle of it. We see that this corresponds with kind of the opening of this day. A bunch of these closes over here. So I just like this as a general level. Prices kind of really bounced around it quite a lot. So we've got that one. And then again, we've got two big wicks here. So it closed here, went up a little bit, went up a little bit more, came back down, closed at the exact same level. So again, I think that's it. I like that as a pretty important level. And then finally, these two wicks kind of tweezer bottoms there. So that's kind of my daily lines and analysis for it. And then I'm going to drop directly down to the 1 hour now. Uh, Things have not been pretty for any of the indices the last couple of weeks. So I'd be anticipating things to continue going down, honestly, even though we did get a little bit of a pushback up to the 200 here. The red line is the 200. But as I said, still very firmly in a downtrend on the daily. Uh, Very steep downtrend, honestly. So we could even put in a little trend line if you like. Really no need though, because I'm not really a fan of trend lines, but we can do it anyways. So let's throw a trend line in there and let's go back to the 1 hour. So we've already made our lines on the daily of places where price could go on the daily. So now we just want to look. So I see there's a lot going on here on this daily line. We've got wicks, closing. It's nothing really closing and staying below it. It's closing and then going right back up, closing, going right back up, closing, going right back up. So to me, this is a very important area, especially on the 1 hour. So I'm going to just draw a line there, meaning that if it comes down here and breaks through this, retests and goes down, we're going to probably see that continue to break. And again, this level right here. So we've got the kind of appear over here on the left, kind of was resistance, turn support, turn back to resistance. Resistance, again, this is kind of a little bit higher, but it's we've got like four different candles that just didn't really move there. So again, I'm going to put that as resistant level on the short term. Again, we're trading on the 5 minute. That's what we're going to be trading on today. So honestly, I don't really care what it's doing in the long term because on a 5 minute we can take it either way depending on the looks we get. And I did forget to add two lines. So normally I would add another line for the daily because the daily is always going to. So we're gonna get rid of this yellow line. We're gonna throw on the purple because for us that purple is the day daily low. And then we got the daily high up there, which again they kind of perfectly correspond with our two yellow lines there. So we're just gonna get rid of our yellow lines for now, and use those purple ones. So we can definitely have our bias that things are going to be going short. But again, with after that big push on Friday with NFP, we could be seeing this kind of do a little reverse, a little bit higher of a retracement before coming down. We don't know yet. We're gonna see what we get today. And then again, I think I'm gonna put another line, and actually this we'll put this one on the 5 because once you go to the 5, you'll see why I have it there. But essentially, that's pretty much all we need. Like nothing complicated. We have this up here. We could put another because this line, these candles really line up well over here to the left. So this level again is pretty important to me just from those things that I'm seeing over to the left. If you have any questions, you can feel free to feel free to uh, feel free to ask. But let's see here. Now let's get this on the 5, and let's look at what we've got here. Um, Again, not much going on, right? Like it's pre-London Open. London isn't going to open for another 51 minutes, so we might not see some moves. Got a little bit of a move there on the new candle, um, but let's see what we have going on here. A lot of consolidation. Okay, let's get back to it here. So all right. So back here, I was trying to see if the live streaming working, and I have no idea whether it is. So we're giving it a practice, see how it goes today, and play with it around again. Again, looking on the 5 minute, it's definitely a level. It hasn't been able to get over this. It's really tried a few times, poked that wick up there on this big candle here at the opening on the 1 hour, the new 1 hour candle. So we've got that. Again, if it breaks above this, we could look to go fill this huge wick. May show up as a gap on some of your trading platforms. It does show up as a gap on my M25. Um, and if it breaks below, well, then we've got a lot of room to fall as well. Like honestly, if we look to the, we can come all the way back down to here, which would not surprise me if it does. So let's see here. Okay, pretty much good enough for me on this one. Um, Technically, we could maybe play it a little tighter and go, hey, if it closes up above here, then we could go. But I just don't like it because it's really too much of a short of stop to be able to then take it long. Um, just not enough room for me. So what we're gonna do is just sit out and wait. We may not get anything till after the London Open. Again, the first hour I really spent mostly getting my charts set up and getting ready to trade the next day. So let's see. Let's do US 30 next. Again, I'm gonna do the NASDAQ today because I'm bored and I've got time. Um, but I honestly don't usually trade NASDAQ during the London session just because it doesn't move usually as much as DAX or Dow. But we'll see what it does today. So again, we're gonna go to our daily chart, and you can see it's kind of definitely been in a downtrend, but we're getting close to this very significant level of kind of hovering right around. I mean, call it whatever you want, 32,800 or something like that. Different for whatever broker you are on. But let's throw some lines in here. Again, first of all, let's start off with the our daily support and resistance lines, or not even support and resistance line, just daily range lines, I guess. Uh, so there's our daily high and our daily low, and then we'll change color to start putting in lines. So again, this line to me pretty significant because price is kind of consolidated around this a lot. We have the close here, we have the open, we have another close here. Like the price has liked this area, and then we look over here and we've got price closing here. We've got price coming down and wicking off, wicking off, wicking off. Like the price is wicking off. So price has done a lot there. So we're going to do that again. We're going to change that to yellow because this is going to be our daily, one of our daily lines, target areas, I guess. That one again, price close, open, same area. We've got tweezer bottoms there. These two wicks kind of went to the same place. So again, to me, that shows a little bit. And then these two wicks went. So we're just going to draw some targets. I mean, we're trading on the 5 minute. We don't have to go very far because again, price isn't going to move that much today. So we're just looking to get some nice scalps in there for talking 10, 15, 20 pips. If we get lucky, maybe we'll get 30 or 40, but probably not, honestly. Um, let's see. Over here, now you could say, why don't I put it here? I could, but I also like this level here, which we have these kind of equal closes. We have these kind of closes, and this is a big area to scalp, honestly. So I want to stick something in the middle of it. So I'm just going to base it off of those levels over here, over these wicks over here, rejecting it, and that kind of gives us our targets. And then honestly, if we want another target, if price really takes off, then we could go to the top of that, or even a little bit farther to the top of that big bullish move that we got off NFP on Friday. So let's go down to the 1 hour and look what we've got here. Again, we see that big gap now on this chart. We see that we have a big gap. So let's see what we've got going. So we've got a significant level over here. Not much happening. Tries to poke through, comes back down. We can see kind of the kind of poke through it again, but came back down through this level here at about 33,400. And then dropped like a stone over the weekend. And now we're gonna see, are we gonna push back up and fill this gap and then drop down? Are we just gonna come up test where we opened earlier today and to come back down? Like we don't know. Again, we don't know. Anyone who does tell you they know is lying to you. So to me, we've got this wick. We've got these kind of points over here that have kind of shown it was resistance, turned to support. Is it going to stay support, or are we going to break through, retest it, and come down? Again, don't know yet. Let's find out. And finally, uh, again, so we've got these both kind of pushed down, bounced off. So to me, this level's pretty important. Like if it breaks the high of the day, then I would be looking to, then maybe we can consider to try to take it up to 200 or something and fill this gap. But we're not going to know more until we'll see what the price is doing. Um, yeah, I mean, there's not much there. I mean, all these levels, it's a weird move, right? It's news related, so um, you can put a line wherever. We're just going to be conservative though. Put a line at the bottom here, um, and we can put one more just kind of up here, and then we just let's watch price today and see what happens. Again, not really liking this move, the looks of this as much as the Dow. Oh, this is the Dow. I thought it was on Nas for some reason. Shows you I'm still trying to wake up from the weekend. I haven't had enough coffee here. Maybe that will help things. Uh, anyways, let's see. Anyway, we're getting a nice little move here. Well, let's see what continues happening. We just got into our first 15 minutes. So let's go back down to the 5. Um, honestly, this is looking, I like the looks of this. We've got this wick right. We've got this line right here, kind of along the top. Um, we've endlessly gotten a retest already. We've gotten a cross of the 9 over the 200. Like this one honestly looks really good. It's come down and tried to retest this level. So for me, it is tempting to get in on this. But the problem is if we kind of look at, and I don't trade based off indicators, but RSI, we're pretty overbought right now at 80. I would love to see this cool down a little bit, come back down, and then we get a nice push. Looking a little bit like price is a bit exhausted up here. We're not getting too much volume coming in on this candle. So again, we'll probably wait and see a little bit. Again, it's just not moving very fast, and we are very overbought. I don't trade based off of this on the RSA, but sometimes RSA will keep me from taking a trade. So not really a confluence per se, but more just it's something to keep me there from maybe chasing the price. And hold on, my mother-in-law is trying to call. Let me just message my wife. Okay, so there we go. So again, as I said, the reason I'm not getting into this right now, we're really overbought. I'd love to see it cool off a little bit. And then, yeah, I'm still liking this bullish right now just because we had such a big bullish move. We've retraced it. It's consolidated. But again, it could go either way. We're not going to know more until we see a little bit. But this line's nice. I don't really want it to, like we could, like it tested this level. Do we make this a little bit? But then we've got here, which kind of, yeah, I think we need to keep it wider. So I would do this so it kind of just encompasses this wicks, these wicks over here. And yeah, it's a bit wide, meaning if it breaks down here, like I'm probably not going to enter until it's completely below, but let's see how it looks again. Let's watch the price action, see what the price action does. We just went into the new 5-minute candle. Let's look at the 15 quickly. Again, I don't really trade off the 15, but I do like the looks of this. If we could get a nice little pullback here, honestly, so if we get a little pullback, if we get a little pullback to this green box, sure we've got this, but it kind of blew past it. But if we can get a little pullback past this, or it keeps shooting, it looks like it's going to keep shooting. But just haven't seen it pull back enough for me to really want want to get in on that action. We might have missed the boat again if I'd seen this and then it shot back up. I probably would have entered right there. So not really a big difference, but now that I see price, like price just isn't moving too much right now, and we're just barely above there. So I'd love to see a deeper pullback first, just to help us cool off a little bit and get some more momentum. So again, you can't lose money not taking a trade, right? So what our focus is to find those trades. We're not machine gunners, right? We're snipers. It means, and what I mean by that is not where this going to take a 1 to 20,000 R, RR, etc. or something. All I mean by that is we look for those good setups. Because think about it, if you have a $400,000 FTMO account. You get two, you pass two challenges. What's 0.5%? If you make 0.5% in a week, that's 2 grand. Um, that's a livable wage for most people. Um, okay, for pretty much everyone, right? Like that's, you can live off of that. Might not be super rich. Yeah, you won't be super rich, but you'll be able to live off of it. And then and that's what, one trade, half of a trade. So we got to go, we got to look at things, we got to take it easy, and we got to look for those good setups and not chase it. The only reason I'm chasing it, we have these big candles with without any pullback, so I want to see some pullback, things cool off first. Again, if it hadn't been at the beginning of the hour, this was a nice that we could have possibly taken this trade based off this, but you're going into all this consolidation over here, which I don't like, as well. So we're just gonna keep watching. Um, again, we're just gonna practice some patience and go from there. And I really like this. If we can get this retest this red box, so go up, come retest this, and we can get a kind of a bounce off that. I would love. I mean, we could get a very nice trade up to fill this gap here. Would love to see that happen, but again, we'll have to wait and see. So okay, so that's the Dow. Let's finish up with the NAS. We've got time, right? We've got time. So let's go do our analysis of NAS, which looks slightly better than the Dow, a little bit different, but looks like it's kind of built a base, gone back up. Like I could imagine this going up, but we don't know. So let's put in our daily kind of zones or areas we think price could go to. All right, and above it, like that's a big wick. So sometimes if there's a big candle without much, you can just pick half of the candle. We've got that wick coming down to about halfway, and we've got this over here to the left. So honestly, I like this as a decent point. But sometimes if there's a big candle and you don't know where to put it, just put the line in the middle of the big candle, because a lot of times price will tend to retrace 50% of a candle, and so 50% is always a good place to kind of just put your price, or put your targets. We're gonna put high and low of day. And yeah, I mean, who knows? We're not that far away, so it could go a little higher. So let's just pick up these wicks while we're at it. Good enough. Well, let's drop down to the hour now. So this hourly chart, this honestly looks pretty nice. Got some nice, like a lot of wicks here. We got this that pokes through, but you can see this. Essentially, I'm going to just drag this over, try to collect as many wicks and candles as I can. Um, and then we're gonna go, got this up here at high day with a lot of gap in between. So let's drop down to the 5. And again, we don't really care about all this over here because that's not where we're trading right now. So we're gonna go look here. Um, we've got all these nice wicks up here. So this is gonna be red for us, and then this green one can stay right where it is. All right. So at this point, we should be well set up to start just watching our markets. Again, we're real overbought. Does that mean anything per se? No, it doesn't. It just means price is going that direction, and it has been. Like, for instance, look over here on the left. RSI of what, 80, and then it just pulled back a little bit and kept going and kept going and going. That's why you don't trade or take trades based off of the RSI, especially like trying to trade reversals. Like I know a lot of traders are going to see this. They're like, oh, there's a way overbought. I'm going to sell. Well, if you sold this, unless you sold at the very top and had a very tight stop loss and just was taking it down for a few pips, I mean, all we had was a retracement of how many pips was that? Yeah, 40 pips. Like that's nothing. So a little pullback and it just kept going and going and going and going and going. So good lesson for you. Be careful. Um, don't trade based off of that. It's just, again, it can be a confluence or something you use. Again, I personally just use it to keep me from, sometimes I get too excited and I want to get in. And if it's been going up that long, maybe it's better for you to wait for things cool off, wait for a retracement, see where price goes. So that's what we're gonna do today. Um, we could probably put another green line if we wanted to play things a little bit more aggressively. If it comes through this line, we could also take it short because I don't really think in the long run this is going to hold much weight. Like we have a bounce, 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 bounce. Like we have a lot here. This I think was just a bit of a bounce through and then come back. So if it comes back down and breaks through this, depending what price does, we could possibly envision taking a short here. But again, let's wait and see. So let's go back and look at our market. So see, look what that. So this is the reason why I didn't get in on Dow in the first place. Is we had some big candles, some cooled down a bit. Price wasn't doing much, and now we're looking at this retracement. So let's see what we do. If this comes down and hits the nine, um, or something, we could consider getting in. Again, stop loss probably just below the 200. But let's wait and see what happens here. I would love to see this come down a bit to the nine, and then be considering getting long. Looks good. So let's see what we get. I take my actual trades on MT5, so you're just gonna see these. You're gonna just see this here, but my actual trades will be on MT5. I've got to figure out a way to stream them, or at least stream the pips I'm up or something. Um, but we'll see. All right, so I'll take you through again. And again, this is because I have learned the five and I find it helpful to have the 15 in front of me as well. I actually will have I watch two charts of the same thing. I mark them up, they're all the same, you'll see, but one's going to be on the 15-minute, one is going to be on the five. Uh, Again, I trade on the five, but the 15 is kind of just to give me a little bit of a higher time frame perspective. And we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this with all of our pairs here. So let's uh, let's switch this over to German 30. Since honestly, I think German 30 is gonna be our biggest mover today, just because. I mean, again, this move was kind of the same. It was a market open. It was a big drop when I opened it from over the weekend. But yeah, got some nice moves here. Could we have gotten in? Sure. But let's see if we get a nice pullback. If we get a nice pullback, we could get a nice long here. So let's see what happens here. I actually like the looks of this one quite a bit as well. So trading on Mondays can always be a little bit risky. There's some unknowns. Things are getting start back up after being off for the week. So let's just see what happens. I don't want to risk losing a bunch of money today, so we're just gonna wait and see what happens. But if this comes down to the red line here and then get a little bounce, we've got the golden crossover again. Means squat. It really does, but just because it means squat doesn't mean that it doesn't have some effect sometimes. We're not. We're coming back down. We're not overbought. We're above the 50 here on our side, the 15 minute. We had this nice big bullish candle, a little bit of retest, come back up. So again, would love to see. Yeah, we have this line, but again, since we have this big gap, I'm cautious. But if we get priced with a good move, I think we could blast through that. So I have it there, but to me, this one isn't going to be nearly as important as this one because this one is from last week. So it's not going to hold so much weight, especially since this blew through it and this blew through it on both ways. So price is blown and disregarded it twice. So I think it's still something that we should be aware of. And maybe it's a bit of a target area, especially if we're just targeting up here. But I'm not going to put weight into it saying I can't, take it long into like a resistance area. So let's just wait and see. And then let's duplicate this one more time and get it set up for NASDAQ. Okay. So NASDAQ kind of at a very similar spot here, just in this. No, I definitely want to be taking this trade because if we look to the left, this has held some weight, so we don't want to take that right now. Although, as I said, couldn't we get this little bounce off the 9 here or come a bit down farther to the 9 on the 15 and then see it bounce? Yeah. Honestly, wouldn't surprise me, especially if it cools off the RSI a little bit and we get that push and we start filling this gap. Again, I'm looking for this to slow down here. Um, and sometimes this is where I'll get in on the 1 minute, right? Because I can watch the one, start looking for a slowdown in momentum. We get a couple small little candles, momentum's lost, and then we can see it start pivoting up. Again, really like where the 9 and the 200 are right now. You can't base your trades off the 9 and 200. Again, can't overemphasize enough that you need to base things off price action, but other things can be what do you call it? A little bit of confluence, perhaps. Uh, so yeah, let's see where we are going here. So I like this bounce we got. Let's just wait for a second, see what price is going to do here. But I really like that bounce off that line there. Just want to see if it's going to come back down or continue going up, especially as this candle's going to close in the next 30 seconds. Okay, I'm in. I like the way that's going. Looks good. So I am currently in on this trade right there. Stop loss right there. Let me just adjust this so my stop loss is accurate. And let's see. Did I get in a little premature? Maybe. But I really like this to come down. Nice bounce up. Nice big candle. Let's see what we get here on the next few minutes. Again, stop loss. Maybe a little short. Maybe should have gone a little bit wider. But let's see. Let's see. Again, I'm liking the looks of this trade. So we either go in, make it, or we don't. Um, Again, we've got a 50% chance of any trade. It's either going to go up or down. There's only two options, and let's see which way it's going to go for us here. I mean, looking at it, yeah. Should my stop loss be a bit? Should my stop loss be a bit down here? Probably, probably. But my stop loss is more like right there. So let's see what happens here over the course of the next few minutes. We're in on a trade. First trade taken live, and let's see what it does. again, these wicks to me are nice. It's showing prices rejecting this level. Still going up, came down, retested it again, didn't manage to break through it. Big candle, big rejection back off it. So let's see. Maybe I can find a way to show my pips because, admittedly, with my spreads, I'm actually not in profit until it gets to somewhere like right about there, you know. And again, I'm just aiming. I'm aiming. I would love to take it right just up to that yellow line, right to the top of there. Um, 1.7. Like I'm not looking for a huge risk reward here. I just want to get in a little bit on the action, get a little money out of the market, get out before market open. Honestly, market open is going to be at 2 o'clock. Going to be very volatile. If you're still in a trade, uh, honestly, I never trade the market open. Been burned way too many times. When I say never, I used to, and I've been burned way too much. So I don't trade the market open, but will I? But if I'm in a trade, I've got a half hour, so I think it can go where I want it to. And if I'm still in it by the time market open, I'll either, I'm gonna move my stop loss as close as I can and probably just exit it because market open can the spreads get crazy. It can get volatile. It can move, and you can, instead of being stopped out for your stop loss of whatever it is, it can slip you up. Um, I've had times where I was risking 0.5% on a trade. Market opens even for London, and I get hit with I get slipped out for zero point 0.8 or zero point 0.9, which is just, that's a bad day. So again, price is kind of just not moving right now, kind of just hovering here, which I was hoping for a nicer bounce, especially with how that wick looked going off. But again, let's wait and see. All right, so it does look like live streaming is working for us here. Um, don't know what price is doing here yet. Came down, it's gone back up. So let's just keep watching it here and see which way where it goes here. So I'm gonna pull back open this. Price really bouncing around right now. Again, we saw another wick rejection off this level, which again, I like that. I like that. Prices kept trying to go down. It's not been able to. So if we can see this in the next 30 seconds close at this level, maybe a little higher. If we can close a little bit green, love to see that pivot back up, and we get the next step. So let's continue looking for that and go from there. So all right, so candle close. This is also, we're gonna have, it's gonna be 40 minutes, so 20 minutes till London open. Again, we get this nice little cross of the 9 and the 200. Does it mean something? No. But to some traders, that's known as the golden cross. And so that can have an influence on other traders that are trading right now and to tend to just to cause other traders say, oh, maybe I should take it long. It can influence price. Does it always? No. Can it? Yes. Let's find out. Getting prices done squat since I got in on this trade. Really would like to see this to start pushing. A little bit of indecision here, but it did try to go down, couldn't. Would love to see this go up now. We've got 5 minutes left on our 15. Our 15, I like this real little retest. If this can close above and then push up, again, we're getting ourselves into a very nice spot. So let's see what we get here. Again, pardon for the I'm being a little bit hoarse. Don't know why I can't talk today. We were recording a podcast and I could not talk today, so I have no idea. Have I had too much caffeine? Maybe. But that's what happens when you have 5 kids. One on the way, 6 kids. So it keeps you busy. Okay, so we see price finally. I'm at break even now. We had it go down. There we go. There's the nice push we're waiting for, right? So we head down, retest, test it again, pushing up. Now let's see if we can break this high. Because if we can break this high, make a new high, we're in a good position to see that continue to go. But we're going to need to make a new, I'd like to see it make a new high in the market. And let's see what we get here. Again, we're only 20 minutes away from market open, so I do want to be cognizant of that, and I don't want to be stuck with my I don't know what's the expression, stuck with my pants, caught with my pants down when market opens. I've done that before, so we're gonna continue to monitor this. Um, and again, this is exactly what I did want to see. We got that test, we got that little pop now. Let's see if we can make a new high in the market on this candle or the next one. And the reason why I'm also liking this and why I sometimes keep the 15 open here is if again I'm not trading off the 15, I'm not entering on the 15 or anything, but came down. I mean, this is a beautiful go up. Came down, retested it right about the 9, pushing back up. So let's see what happens. Again, market it's a Monday. It's going to be a little volatile today. Are we still trading today? Yeah, we're still trading today. Should we be trading today? I don't know. Let's find out. Um, but again, it gave us a good look. It was a good break, good retest. Um, we've got a lot of candle to fill. We've got the 9 moving up. Like it's a good looking trade. We're still below 70 on the RSI, which is nice. Got a nice candle here on the 15. Again, candlesticks. Go listen to our podcast, Anarchy Trading. It's on Spotify or Apple. We've discussed candlestick patterns. They mean squat. You can find a candlestick that will mean anything for anybody at any time, but they can't show you momentum. So just bear that in mind. You can use those. So let's just bear that in mind that candlestick patterns never take trades based off them, but you can use them to show you momentum and things like that, show you what price has been doing. You got to just learn to read them like a book. But basing your trading just off patterns, please don't. Please don't. Learn the markets, learn price action, implicit learning. Again, listen to the podcast. Uh, Learning how to do that is going to really be helpful for you moving forward in your trading career. So we're still building here. We're still building. Need to make a new high here. Otherwise, we're going to end up get a double top and we're going to come back down, which is not what we want. But this 15 does show that we're definitely building some steam. And so this kind of retracement on our 15 can really help us push price up, especially as it closes in the next minute. The last minute, of course, is the most important of any candle. So we've got the close. We're going to have the close of the 15-minute. And so the 5 minutes always important to watch your close of your 5 minute, but especially when it's on the close of your 15-minute as well. It's going to be a new 15-minute candle in the market. We just want to see where that's going to go, where that's going to take us. Would love to see this take us up and fill that gap. So let's just keep waiting and see what happens on this. Don't like how this is pushing down, but we still should be okay. If we can stay, if we can close green, I would really like it to close green. If we close red, we're gonna start having some more pressure going down. So 4 seconds left, 2 seconds. All right, new candle. Let's see what we get. Are we going to come down, test half of this green candle, and then break up? But no, we're starting off ignited. 9 is continuing to rise. Are we going to come down, test this 9, and then push up for a new high? Let's see. Again, we still haven't broken this high over to the left, which is a bit concerning. We're going to need to do that pretty soon. Otherwise, price is going to be pushing down. So let's see what happens. 15 minutes till market open. Again, don't really want to be in it after open. I was hoping after this kind of that nice big push up, it was just going to keep going. But again, not much volatility in the markets right now. Anyone who has traded London is going to know that, and know that the volatility. If you trade like New York or something, the volatility here is not the same. So it's going to be slow, and the volatility is just not going to be there. But that's okay. It's actually honestly a nice thing to trade for new traders because you're going to be able to have slower price action. You're going to be able to take your time, analyze the markets, get in, get out, do whatever you need to do. So again, let's watch price here. Um, Not unusual to see it come down, test half of the candle. So let's see if it comes down this red line, bounces up, or if we break down. If it breaks down, yeah, we're going to come back down and at least test the 9, and then see if we can get another little pop. If we can't, again, if it's still hanging around here in this level in the next 5 minutes, I'm actually probably going to close out of this trade just because I do not want to be in during the open. There's no predicting the open. I don't care who tells you they can predict the open, they can't. It's a 50-50 chance, and I don't believe in 50-50 chances. I believe in trusting my edge. Um, my edge price action during the market open. Price action means nothing, and the price is going to do whatever it wants to do. It's going to be manipulated, it's going to be pushed and pulled both ways, it's going to knock people out, and I don't want to be in that rodeo. So let's see what we get here. Again, got price trying to break down, can't. Again, if it comes down, test our 9, like that's okay if we get a little bounce, but we're gonna need a bounce here pretty soon to push up. Otherwise, yeah, let's see here. So I could talk more, but it looks like I'm the only one on here anyway. This is our first live stream, so maybe people want to go back and rewatch it if they want to know how we trade. Honestly, probably time's better spent if you just go trade yourself. But maybe some people are going to want to start joining us for live training together, which would, of course, be fun because London can be a bit lonely. Most people are sleeping, of course, in the US. Um, and so if you're trading London, you're usually trading by yourself, which, again, probably fine, but I don't mind the company. As I said, I've got nothing else going on, so might as well try starting doing something live, see if we can get a few people to join us. Don't like the way the price is pushing down, I'll admit. This is not looking good for this trade. Failed to make a new higher high there. We got a nice little push, but it just didn't push enough. We'll see what happens here on the 9 and the 200 if we can get a bit of bounce. Uh, Maybe we get a bit lucky, but right now this is looking like a big candle, right? So let's just trade it and see what happens. We're still in it. We're still in it. We're not going to we got a lot of wicks here showing prices tried to come down before. So we're going to give it a little bit of room to breathe here. We're not moving our stop loss. I have it in on MT4. I don't know exactly where it is. I'll let you know once I get knocked out. Because it's somewhere right around here. So I'll move it if I get knocked out, and then update you. But let's see. So 14 seconds left in this candle. Can we get it? Can we come back, retest? Can we get a nice little push now up? Or are we just gonna drop down? Like we don't know here. We've got 2 minutes, 2 seconds left. Okay, we're opening. Are we gonna push down? We're now below that resistance line that we've made. We're down below the 200, below the 9, and I'm out. Yep, right exactly where that line hit. Well, that was an inauspicious start to a Monday, right? So definitely not trading anymore. Now we're just going to wait and see what happens before market open. I liked how that set up. It came down, retested, we entered in. We got a little bit of a push, but just wasn't enough. Maybe this support line, this kind of resistance was stronger than I thought. But anyways, is what it is. You never know what one trade is going to do. You can only aggregate all of your trades together. Mark Douglas likes to say you've got to agree and decide that you're going to take the next 20 trades because it's only when you take 20 trades that you'll actually know whether you have an edge or not. I already know that I have an edge. I lose a trade, no big deal. We're going to look for another one. We can make that back and more in another trade. Uh, Especially after market opens, price is going to get moving and we could have some nice moves. So let's wait and see. So price continues to break down. Again, do I regret getting into this trade? No. And the reason why, like, so if we had entered in this without ever seeing this price go back up, we could have said that was premature and it just sold off. But the fact that we saw this come down, break up, big move, and then we waited and we entered, like, to me, that's a good trade. Like, we came down, retested our area, broke back up. We went up. We just didn't have enough momentum go up, and maybe trading a bit too early. Too close to market open. Probably not helpful. And second of all, um, the fact is it's a bit of a counter trend, right? Like we are absolutely just because we had this big move, we are in a downtrend overall. So a bit of a counter trend trade. But in the short term, I did like seeing it fill this wick. Clearly not its intentions right now, but we can give it another try after market open. We can see what happens. So I'm just going to take a screenshot here for my journal. And we'll remember how this looks for next time. Again, maybe this big we've got too much weight. So if it pushes down here, let's get ready to take it short. If it comes through here and we can take for a nice short down, but again, we don't know what's going to happen yet. So let's just wait and see. It very easily also could rotate, kind of rotate off up here and go up again. So we don't know. We're just going to wait for the market open and go from there. So we never did take that trade. I was just marking that as a possibility. But again, yeah, so looking real bullish. But again, we don't. There's a reason I didn't enter long up here. As I said, this need to be cooled off. German 30 definitely looked better to me. But again, we happen to be wrong on that one too. But this big candle coming down. Let's see what happens at market open. We're gonna rotate back up to fill this gap, or are we gonna just push down? And again, we've got a long ways to go on the 15 and 5. So we've got some room to trade today. We just have to wait for the right setup. Go over to the NASDAQ real quick. Again, seeing a big sell off. Okay, final 5 minute candle before the open. So price is continuing to push down. Very, very bullish. I mean, very bearish candle here coming down. So we had a big, big green up, kind of topped out here. Big bearish candle coming back down. Um, again, we don't. Let's see which way they decide to push it. We could pretend to say we know. We don't know. Very possible for it to go either way. Um, again, I mean, our arbitrage trend is downwards, so I'm tending to think that we'll take it down. But the reason we took it again, it went up, came down, retested, went start going back up. Looked like we have a good way just to get a little bit of a more upward push up, at least up to this level. But it's not long ago. Looks like we're going to test the low of day. Let's see if we break down, go down here. That's kind of going to be my next trade idea. Once we see what's happening. But let's wait for the market open, see what happens. So just about one more minute here till we hit the market open. We're gonna see what price does. Again, we're getting a big bearish push down. We can see which way the market decides to take us. All right, so market opens. Let's see what happens. I'm anticipating we're going to see a push down. Yep, big push down. But again, we're not going to do anything right now because we're just sitting watching the fireworks. And we're just watching. Got to practice patience. Not one of my strongest virtues, but we're going to try it anyways. Yeah, we're just going to see what price does for the first 5 minutes. Sit on your hands. If you honestly can't keep from trading during market open, then you know, don't even watch market open because you're gonna get burned. So let's just watch and see. Broke down, but it's holding this holding support here again. And let's see. It's gonna give it a shot trying to test the low of the day. Let's see if it can break it, or if we're gonna see if we get a little bounce and going back up bullish. I'm gonna just erase this so it doesn't confuse anyone. Excuse me. All right. So low of day broken. let's see if it can close below here, come and retest, and then push down farther. If not, let's see if if it closes up here and keeps going back up. If so, we can consider getting back in. If it goes back up above this, closes, retests, and goes up again. So let's just wait and see. So that's DAX. Let's go look at US 30. Again, US 30. We're getting a bit of a bounce off the 200, off this support level as well. This is a 1 hour support level. And again, we don't know what's going to happen, so we're just watching. We're just watching. All the prices still still very much in a range in the consolidation here. So kind of, if we wanted to, we could essentially draw a box here. This is consolidation. That is too, but I want to be able to see my green line. But yeah, so okay, so look at DAX. What made a new low, tested the low of day, but we're seeing a strong rejection off that low of day. So let's see what happens now on the next 2 minutes. This first candle. Again, this is why don't get too excited. Just hop in on a short. Could we go short? Absolutely. Do I think we're going short? In the long term, yeah. I mean, that's where we're going right now. But right now, let's just keep an eye on things. Let's not get excited. Let's wait for the candle to close, be patient, and go from there. Seeing the same big rejection off of NAS. So now if NAS, are we going to see this pivot and start working our way up? Potentially. Problem is, it's really in this middle of consolidation. We've got some big, strong candles moving down, so I want to be careful. Could we possibly enter in a long here? Possibly. Possibly. We got some tests over here, and that kind of lines up with these wicks. Um, but again, we're going to have to see what price is doing. We don't want to do anything rash. We're already down one trade for the day. It's only going to take us one trade to beat that to make that up, right? But it takes the right trade. So we're going to be patient, wait, see what we can, what happens here with price. So I trade mostly breakout and retest out of consolidation. So again, there's a lot of traders that see, oh, this came down, nice wick, rejected off this level. I'm going to take it long. Is that wrong? No, you absolutely could if that fits your style. If that's what you practiced, that's not what I do. So again, you're wanting to look at your particular trading style. You want to look at how do you approach the markets and what do you practice. To me, that doesn't make sense. A lot of people it would. So let's just keep looking here, see what we've got going on. And again, see, so some people you might want to be, oh, I'm going to take this long. Big wick goes up, hits a nine. Now we're rejecting off that. So again, this can whip you around. The reason I'm not trading, we're in this consolidation. Look at what price has been doing over here. You have no idea what it's doing over here. So that's why we're going to wait for price to show us what it's doing, or at least giving us an indication that we can use to give us an edge. Right now, at least for my trading style, I don't have an edge. I don't know which way it's going, and it's market open, so just pay attention. Look, this is what people would call, what is this, a doji of some sort showing rejection. They're gonna like, oh, this is a reversal sign, big test. It's gonna go long. Do you know how many time market opens I see this exact same doji and price just follow it down? Like it's crazy. Again, I'm still thinking we're bearish here, even with this candle. Again, candlestick patterns don't mean squat. So they only mean stuff if you want them to. It's called confirmation bias. If you want them to mean something, they will. If you don't, they don't have to. So let's keep watching what these candles do here. Are we going to push back down? Again, I see ourselves at least pushing back down to retest this wick, to fill this wick. If we fill this wick, we then have to go. Are we going to come all the way back down to this line, or are we going to then push back up? We don't know yet. Let's wait and see. Again, all of these are in a no trade zone for me. I've got nothing. DAX still bouncing everywhere, not doing anything. All right, so what do we have going on here? And now this is the boring part of trading. Trading should be boring, right? It's not entertaining. We're not sitting here just making a bunch of trades. Like honestly, we're looking to make one or two trades. We're already down one today, right? So that was it was a good looking trade. No regrets. But we're gonna want to wait and see what we get here. We don't want to be rash or try to be making our money back, right? We want to take some high quality trades. Let's see where this closes in the next 15 minutes. Are we going to close below? If so, are we going to get a little bit of retest? Let's see. So we did close below. Barely, but we did close below. So are we going to kind of come back, get a little bit of a retest here in this box, and then push down? Let's wait and see. Because if so, I like it. Let's see. Let's see if we can get it come back. Again, we're going to give it some room to breathe on that wick, and then we're going to try to push it down here. Excuse me. So that's why we wait. We don't want to just take it on the impulse. So we have it screaming back up. Again, is it going to come back up? Is this just a retest? Are we going to see it now fall back down? We don't know yet. Let's give it some time. Right now, we're just pushing back up. We're going to see. Are we going to reject? Are we going to close below half point of the candle? So again, we want to kind of want to look. Okay, here's half point of the candle. Is it going to go, is it going to close above it or below it? So let's wait and see. Are we going to come back up and test the 9 and then reject? We're going to go back up to the 200. I don't know. Don't know. So we're just going to keep watching. If we get a nice rejection here, all right, we're in. Had a big test, big retest, retested, rejection. Let's see what happens. That was a nice retest, a nice rejection of this level up here. Like the way it's going, like the way it looks. Got our stop loss above this big candle because it's the previous candle above that wick. All right, let's see what we can do. Price is dropping. Nice. All right, dropping like a rock. Great entry. Let's see, is it just going to push down? How far is it going to push down? I'd love to see it come down here, but don't want to get greedy. But again, this is a good looking candle, good looking trade. This is what we're aiming to do. Let's see. This is a 1.63. Since I'm trading off MetaTrader, I kind of have to then adjust my stop loss on MetaTrader to kind of just match it. Uh, so let's see here. All right. Yeah, so I am now running, we're in profit here. Now we want to consider, are we going to move our stop loss to break even? Are we just going to risk? Because a lot of times we see this with DAX a lot. It can tend to come back up. It's going to come hit the 9. Is it going to come up into the 9? Now again, we're bearish. There's a lot of space here, so I'm not going to move it because again, price could come up, back up, retest this area. So if I move this to break even, that's where I would want to get back in on the trade, right? So if you're moving your break even to where you would consider it would be a good place to get back into your trade, you shouldn't be moving your stop loss there. So that's kind of a good way to know whether you should be moving it. And yeah, we're cruising here. Like this is looking real nice. Real nice. And we're just going to continue monitoring, hopefully pushing it down to this green line. Like we're going to try to take it down to this green line if possible. Now let's see where this candle closes in the next 30 seconds. If it sucks way back up, then we just watch it. But look, it looks great on the 15. Check out this gray panel on the 15. And what we're going to be doing is when the next candle opens, we're going to want to check 50% of the body. Is it going to come up, reject? It's probably going to come up a little bit. Is it going to reject that area, or are we going to go break above it and have to go through all the motions again? We don't know. So let's continue watching. All right, so opening up green. Is it going to retest half of that candle? New 15-minute candle as well, so just bear that in mind. We're entering in. We've got the weight of the 15-minute candle. We've got this big 15-minute candle behind us. So we're going to try to ride that momentum, keep riding it down. But let's see. Let's see where price goes. It's coming up. It's coming up quite green. Are we going to hit this line in reverse, or are we going to keep pushing up? Let's wait and see. So anytime price makes a new low, you have to remember it's going to retrace, right? Because it's going to be going into new orders. It's going to have to retrace to pick up more, pick up more liquidity. So anytime we make a new low, expect it to retrace. Don't be afraid of the retracements. If you are afraid of retracements, it probably means you're over leveraging. So again, trust your analysis. expect pullbacks. If you're trading in such a way that you can't have any pullbacks, you're trading wrong. You need to be able to expect those pullbacks. You need to be able to weather those pullbacks and know that, yeah, you can do it. So again, we expected it to go up to this red line, kind of half of this red candle. It did almost perfectly. It's now rejected that nicely as well. So let's see if we can now get a break, new low, and continue to push down. We may not. Again, but looking to the left, we've definitely got room. We want to see, I'd love to see it fill this big candle here, kind of this imbalance. Again, nice rejection off a rejection wick off that candle. Again, you can't base it all off the candle or the rejection wick, but it does show you what the price doing. Price went up, came all the way back down. Let's see where we can close in another 2.5 minutes, though. Just look at on the hour. Got this big 1 hour candle. Would love to see this. Again, our stop loss is kind of up here. And so we're leaving ourselves some room because we got about half an. Again, we're not trading on the 1 hour. But sometimes it's nice to see a bigger picture. So it's okay to go and check that occasionally, see what's going. We've got plenty of room. We're not, I mean, we're near this level, right? But this level was kind of broken here. So I'm okay with it. We're still gonna see if we can push down. Price is kind of chopping right here. Like price that you've seen this candle go up and down multiple times. So let's see what happens over the next there we go. New low. So that's what we wanted to see. Price just made a new low here. Now, again, we can expect it to possibly come back up, but let's see if we can keep pushing now. Okay, so for my rules, I'm moving to break even. I'm at 1 hour now, which means I now break the one. I go to break even, and I'm now in a risk-free trade. So it's rejected this level nicely. So now if it comes up above this, the next candle, and goes above it, I want to be out of it. Again, let's see what happens. But I'm in a break-free trade now. I've just moved my stop loss to break even. And let's see what price does. Let's see if we can get that final little push here in the last minute, just a little bit farther. Again, this trade is looking beautiful. If you took this trade with me or you like the trade, feel free to love to follow us, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. Follow our podcast, and join us for the fun of trading. Are we experts? Nah. Are we ever going to be super wealthy? I don't know. If I was super wealthy, would I be doing this podcast? Probably not. Or this trading. And we're doing this because it encourages us as we live trade and as we work on our accounts and funding ourselves. Are we going to be showing you Lambos? No. But, come for the fun, come for the ride. So we got this price pushed down. Are we going to reverse back up again? Let's draw this line. We can draw a line here if we want. Half of this candle, so right about here. Are we going to see price rotate up and then come back down, or are we just going to push up? Let's see. I'm trusting my analysis. I want to take it down to this level. So we're going to stay in this trade a little bit, see if we can get a little bit more out of it. All right, keep pushing just a little bit more. Would love to see a little bit more out of it. Price is still pushing. Come on. We just need a little bit push to tap that white line. I would love to see it hit that yellow line. Still pushing. So let's see if we can get that final little push. Love to see it push down a little bit farther. There we go. Still pushing. I'm still in it. And I'm out. There you go. Perfect trade, guys. Perfect trade. I've got a phone call coming in. Just a sec. Hello. Swaddy Cop. Put pass on great day, mate. Put pass on great day, mate. Oh, my friend cop. Yeah. My own cop. Cop home the cop. All right. So, great trade, everybody. That was a solid trade. Did exactly what we wanted. Filled that line. Done. That's how we do it. Entered right in, and you can see rotating right back out of there. So that's why we draw these lines for a reason, right? It went down, touch, hit that red, that group, red. Don't even know my colors. Yellow line and bounce back up. Could we have stayed in it? Possibly take it further. Sure, of course we could have. But again, there's no such things as should have in trading. So we're just gonna exit out according to our plan, according to our analysis, and I'm happy. And hopefully you guys are as well. And now we wait, because again, where's price gonna go? Well, if price goes below the screen line, closes, and then we could consider taking the next step down, right? But until then, we've got nothing here. Let's go look at some of our others. We've exited that one now. Again, we could have taken this trade on the Dow as well. I didn't like the Dow quite as much because we have these weird things over there. And if you look at the DAX, we don't have that. So price action to me on DAX looked a lot nicer than that price action with this here, which again on the 15 it just shows as a wick, but I just don't like it, especially with this rejection here, this wick here. Yeah, price action to me wasn't very nice. Um, and again, we're starting to see, especially like, and again, the reason I didn't take this on NAS either, if we look to the left, wick, 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 like candle, candle, wick, 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 rejection, like came down hard, but then just worked its way back up. And we're seeing this start to hold here. Like, right, like, look, check this out. Like we have wicks, wicks, slightly lower, but more wicks, more wicks. So are we going to start to see this rotate and start heading bullish? Or are we going to see it just come back up to the 209 and 200 and then reject? Like, we don't know yet. Let's wait and see. But again, not liking this price action unless we were to see a clean break, like honestly, the screen line, we could just leave that, but let's just move this down. Like we need to see a clean break below, essentially close below the wicks here. Where's my two line? There's my low of the day. But we're not seeing that yet, and we've seen a lot of these. We've seen a lot of these wicks down here. So to me, it's looking like we may start building a base here to start rotating up. But let's wait and see. Beautiful exit on DAX as well. There's a reason why I make these zones and why we aim for things. Price came up, came down, now rotating back up. Made back everything we lost in our first trade, plus an extra 0.3%. So we are in profit on the day. Our account, we're currently up 0.3% on our account. And again, remember, sometimes it's easy for beginner traders to go 0.3%, that sucks. Well, remember, again, if you're trading a 400K account, 0.3% is, well, 0.5 is 2,000. So it's more than $1,000, right? And how many of you would love to make $1,000 in a day, right? Like that ain't bad. So relax. 0.3 is all you need to make a good living trading. So just wait for your good setups, take your trade, don't get greedy, exit when it hits where you should, and go from there. So we were in that trade. We immediately we weren't in it. We didn't. We weren't in it. We never were in any drawdown. Dropped great. And as he said, hey, here we go. This is the reason we exited. Watch the candle come back up. And we're just going to continue to sit here and watch what price does. Because again, we're not doing anything until, yeah, until it either, if it came back up, rejected, showed us a nice rejection, we could consider taking it short again. Oh, oh man. But as of right now, no, there's nothing we can do. We're in no man's land. But that's okay. We only needed that one trade. We made back everything we lost on our first. We made an extra 0.3%. And so I'm happy. If that's all I make for today, I'm not complaining. Again, stop chasing 1%, 2%, 3%. It's unrealistic in the long term. Sure, you can do it. But again, anyone who's telling you that that's what you can do every day is not being realistic to you. They're just trying to sell you crap. We're not here trying to sell you anything. Levi, when I say we, my brother should be on the call here, but he's ended up doing some other job right now. So maybe he'll join later. Big wick coming up, admittedly. It's kind of coming off this line, so little debatable. But again, if this comes up and rejects off like the 9 up here, like we could be considering getting back in short. Like I'm willing to do that. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens back up at this line. We do have quite heavy bullish volume coming up. New 15-minute candle just entered. New 30-minute candle just entered. Anyone want to? We can look at the. Excuse me. We can just look at the 30 again. If we're looking at the 30, we can do this on any time frame. Not shocking me. There's a reason why I have this red line up here. What? That's half of our 30. It's right where my line is drawn. It would not surprise me at all if we see this come up here and then we reject back down. But again, we're just going to have to keep watching and find out because that wick did tap into kind of this area. Um, and reject it. So we're gonna have to see some other action. Like I'd love to see this come up a little. I'd like to see this come up, essentially tap the red, break back down below green, and then I'm hopping back in short because I think we're gonna see this. I would love to see this thing just drop like a rock, at least down to 1500. Like 1500 is to me is gonna be a nice level to target eventually. But we only trade on the 5, so we don't really care what's going on down there right now. All we need to do is focus on what's happening now. Now, check this out. Price gone back up here. It should be red because it's why is it not changing colors? I don't resistance, supply and demand. I don't care what you call it. All does the same thing. It's a little line. It's a red line. It's hit the red line. Like again, stop trying to make trading so complicated. It's not. Watch the market, watch what price action does, and then just implement it and don't mess with your psychology. Just implement it. Don't get FOMO, don't get greedy, implement your plan, work on your psychology. Like you can teach a 10-year-old to trade. Honestly, I think 10-year-olds may be better at trading. I've got a 12-year-old, 9-year-old, and 8-year-old right now, plus, some younger ones as well. And I'm actually really seriously about thinking about considering to teach my all three of them how to trade, and see what they do. Because I think with kids' psychology, my kids don't understand money at all. They've been raised way too privileged, I guess. Um, and the fact is, like, they still, for some reason, think that they get more money when they go to the store and they get change. I've tried to explain it to them, they still don't get it. So I think they might do awesome at trading because they're not going to have any FOMO about trade. They're not going to have any worries about losing money or winning money. Like they don't care, because their sense of value right now is just they don't have any sense of it yet. So I would love to. I'd love to see how they could trade because honestly, a monkey can trade. It's just about learning, it's about learning pattern. Well, honestly, no, a monkey can't trade because if it was mechanical, a monkey could trade. It's not mechanical though. It's pattern oriented. Implicit learning just to feel for the market. If it was just mechanical, a monkey could do it. Well, then we would just automate it, which people tell you they automate it, but do you know anyone who's actually making consistent profitable money using an automated trading strategy that they are completely uninvolved with? They just sit and run. Who isn't trying to sell it? I don't. If you know someone, or you are that person, by all means tell me because I would love to know. Now, check this out. Check this out. Check this out. We're getting a rejection wick. On this we're gonna show it now. Again, we're not gonna take this trade because we don't rush into stuff, but we just saw this. It went up there, came back down to the previous high of day. So again, we're gonna keep an eye on this and see what happens. But if this rejects down and we get, I'm waiting, but if I see price break below, if at any point here now in the next little bit I see price break below right here, so below this wick, we're gonna go in short and we're gonna try to get it back down to there. And stop loss, again, we're going to put stop loss above that middle wick because we can see it coming back up there, especially on the higher time frames. So we're going to want to put it above this wick right here. So the wick on the left, kind of put it above this area because it's kind of, this is a previous support, turned resistance now. But let's see, does it blast? Is it going to blast through it in the last 30 seconds, or are we going to get a nice little rejection? Well, currently not rejecting. We're currently blowing through it. Okay, well, there's our answer. Is it going to go far? It's going to break up again, wick down, and come back down? I don't know. But if it does, I'm waiting for it right here. Otherwise, we're not touching it. Sorry about that. Yeah, we're not going to touch it until it gets up here. So let's wait and see. Let's go check on our other things. Again, the reason I'm looking at DAX today is because it's a holiday in the States. I need to find out what holiday it is. This is irritating. Is it Martin Luther King Jr. Day? President's Day? What's in October? Is that President's Day? I don't think so. Oh my word. Columbus Day. Oh, it is Columbus Day. All right. Well, Columbus Day it is. Oh, I said Martin Luther King Jr. Day, didn't I? Yeah, anyway, Columbus Day. And again, now some people might trade this. They said, okay, broke above the line, technically, maybe, depending where you draw the line, came down, retested the 9. Now it's going back up. Why wouldn't I take that long? Well, because again, personally, I don't trade into this consolidation box. So I trade below it. I'll trade above it. I'm not going to trade in it. So let's just wait and see. Again, price could have just come down here, a bit of a fake out low of day, and now we're going to watch it just push up to the high of day. So let's wait and see. Let's look at the other things. Again, Yeah, kind of a big push here. Are we going to see it come up and fill the gap? I don't know. Let's see. Now, for me on this one, this happened long enough ago that this is, for me, this is the consolidation on NAS, right? So, so if it breaks above here, it comes down, retests, and then it gives me a look like we could go for a quick scalp. I mean, it's not very far. It's enough though for me. Like we could go from here to here. Like it's just, it's like, yeah, we're talking 15, if we go all the way to the top, which I wouldn't, I'd probably be aiming just for like right there. It'd be like 15 pips, right? Like we're not aiming for big moves. Never are in London. So let's keep watching it. I still think we're gonna break down. I just think this is just a retracement special, but let's see if it stays. Let's see if it closes above this red line. Again, remember we've made this red line on the higher time frame. Honestly, red lines usually for me are the 1 hour. I was just using them to demonstrate. But yeah, to me, like this is a 1 hour kind of a resistance support line. Let's see if this comes up to the 9, breaks back down, and if it closes below this red line. So we're kind of looking for a close. We can go to the 30-minute because this works on 30 minutes. So in the next 7 minutes, I'm kind of interested. Is this going to close below in 7 minutes? Or if it's going to close above? If we see this close below in the next 7 minutes, we could look for a continuation down to the short side. But again, nothing certain but death and taxes here. So let's keep waiting and see. Okay, so check this out. Check this out. This is looking possible that we may get that breakdown. Remember, I was telling you we want to look at the rejection on the red at the red line. Well, we're getting that now. Are we going to reject back below the 9? If so, again, we can start looking about, are we going to pick? Can we pick this up somewhere down here? For again, we're going to be. This would be a 1-to-1 scalp. Like we're not going very far. We're just doing a 1-to-1 scalp. But we want to see it come back below here. So let's wait and see. Let's see what this candle does in the next 30 seconds. Again, we're trading right in this line, so I want to see it come down. Like it's got to come down before we touch it. But it looks like we could be shaping up for that. Okay, let's see what happens here. We're gonna come up. Are we gonna come up and retest, or are we gonna continue breaking down? We're still breaking down, so I am in. As I said, if it crossed that line, I was in, so I'm in. Stop loss above here, aiming to go back down to here again. And yes, these are some pretty these are two relatively high volume candles. But again, rejected that line. It's been going down, retraced, rejected off that red line, down below the 9, came back down below this candle. And so we're going to just try to take that for a nice little scalp down to here. There's our nice break. Nice. Well done. We're on a roll today. And again, expect some pullbacks. Like, don't worry about it. We had a nice breakdown. Don't be afraid the fact that it could come back up here, gather some momentum before breaking down. But again, let's wait and see. I would love to see this come down, gather some momentum, and we break this low. Like honestly, let's watch price. But we may have enough momentum, depending on how things go, especially with this nice little pullback, to drive us right through this and continuing on short. So let's continue to watch this. If you look at the 15 over here, check out this big wick rejecting up there off the 200, off the 9. We're driving down. We've got some weight. If we can close below this red line here, we're in a good position to continue driving down. Would love to at least fill these wicks, fill these wicks over here. You take it down to the previous yellow line. But let's wait and see. So we're going to see where this closes in the next 2.5 minutes. All right, still about a minute 25. Prices is definitely staying. It's slowing down a little bit. Let's see where it closes by that red line. Um, let's see where it closes here within the next minute. Again, definitely got quite a bit of pressure here on the especially on the 15 with that big retest coming back down. Let's see if we've got enough momentum to continue to push us. This is going to be the close of another 15-minute candle here. Again, if we look on 30, we've got doji right here now. So not much going on 30. We can look at every time frame. Does it change it much? No, one looks exactly the same. Guess what? Two look, and four, and like time frames. Doesn't matter. So let's see. It's trying to get. We want to see it close below this red line. Already closed below this one, which is great. Will it close below this one as well? Would love to see that. 24 minutes left. 24 seconds, sorry. Making a new low. Okay, okay. So, again, let's see. 15 seconds left. Last 30 seconds of any candle tell you a lot. Check out the 15. Last 15 minutes of the last 15 seconds of the 15 as well, pushing down. Now, when this candle closes, let's see where it goes. Let's start this whole thing over again. Is it going to go halfway up this candle, reject back off, and continue to push, or are we going to see it come back up here to gather some more momentum? Right now, it's opening up ignited, still pushing down. I'm liking the looks of this a lot. Now, again, as I said, expect pullbacks. That's okay. Made a new low. That was what is important. It's going to have to come back up. It's going to have to gather some more liquidity, gather some more, and then push back down. So let's let it come up. Again, is it going to hold? Is it going to hold half of the candle and keep pushing? Is it going to come back up and test the 9? Let's wait and see. All right, so we've been paying a lot of attention to DAX. Let's just go check. Okay, Downs looks exactly the same, right? This looks the same, except NAS. I don't like the fact NAS does not look great because check out this whole level right here. Like these are the exact same. You definitely, you're not doing anything with this all right here. A lot of support being built. So let's see what we can get from DAX. Are we gonna have it come up? Excuse me. Let me move this so it's on the right candle. There we go. All right, so we're kind of again testing half of that candle. We expect that. We expect to come up test the 9. Could come up and retest the previous low of the day. Um, could come up a bit higher. Let's wait and see. But again, if it comes up, stay and closes above the 9, comes down retest, like we could be seeing kind of a double bottom again. Do we put any weight in a double bottom? No, but it could show a bit of a bounce. So again, I want to see it close below this red line. So let's just continue to wait and see. Again, price kind of consolidating right now, not doing much this candle. Had a nice big, so some bullish momentum, some bearish momentum, a little bit of bullish momentum here, a little going, a little bit of a retracement. But again, we still haven't gone above this red line. If it does go, let's see where it closes. So we've got 1 minute left of the 5 minute here. We're now above the red half of the candle, testing the 9. Not uncommon as well. So again, not worried here. You've got to give your trades room to breathe. Like just this candle, it made a new lower low. So what we want to see, is it going to come back up, come back down and make another lower low? Or is it going to just pivot and start headed back up bullish? We don't know yet. We did like how it rejected off this level here, came out big candle down, big candle down. So it was a nice move. Could you have gotten out here with just essentially almost, I was just under 1 hour. I was like point, what was I? It was like point, yeah, like it was 0.75. Just not quite enough for me. But could you have, especially based off the fact that you essentially have nothing here but wicks? Yeah, maybe we should have gotten out there. But again, lesson learned. We'll look at it in our journal later, and see if there's anything that we identify we could have done differently. Basing off of what I see right now, I don't think so. Pretty happy overall. So let's see. Do we get a rejection off this one more time and then get our push down? Possibly. Let's watch it. Would love to see this turn red, start to push down after a nice little retest of this level again. Well, that was looking unpromising. But again, we'll give it a little love. We'll let it test this red line again. We've had this line respected several times here as well. So we're going to give it one more chance. Again, our stop loss is above this wick over here. Um, Again, got to give your trades room to breathe. So another 5 minutes, essentially 6 minutes left on the hour here. Let's see where the candle ends up closing. We're gonna see where this end ends up closing. We're gonna close above this red line, or are we gonna reject and come back down? Showing a little bit of rejection here, a little bit. Let's see if it's gonna last 20 seconds of the candle. Again, the most important part of the candle. Are we gonna push down, or are we gonna push back up and close above this? Or are we gonna still close below this red line? Again, this red line has been proving us quite a bit of trouble getting past it, which is good. Like this is good. It's gonna show closing here in 5 seconds. All right, let's see what candle does. So it's opening ignited. Is it going to come back up for another retest of this area and then push back down? Or are we just going to shoot up through it? So let's find out. Last 5 minutes of the hour. So far it's still holding this, but looks like we're building. But again, we're going to go back up, retest this, and then shoot down. Again, we don't know yet. Let's say we've got 3 minutes again until the hourly. Let's go look at the hourly one more time. Again, are we going to close above this red line, which will give us a little bit more of a push maybe to keep going up, or are we going to close below this red line, half of that candle, and then we start pushing back down, bearish? So we don't know. We don't know yet. Still really having really having trouble getting above that above this red line. So there it is, broke the red line. Are we going to see a rejection, or is it going to just now continue to build? These last 2 minutes are going to be important going into the new hourly. We're going to be going into 3 o'clock, getting a new hourly candle. Are we going to continue to push bullish, fill that wick, or are we going to close below and it kind of reverse back down, kind of just make it? Do we have a, again, are we creating an M or a W? Let's find out. Another minute before candle close. Let's go take a quick look at all the others. Again, nothing much, really choppy. Like, we don't want to be trading it, so like this is not great price action, especially for what we're doing. It was a good entry. We got the move. Maybe we should have gone out, once it moved here. We were hoping for something a little bit bigger. Didn't get it. But that's okay. Again, we are seeing some rejection off this level. Again, check out this. This candle is not being able to get up there. We've got another 48 seconds. Let's see what happens in this last minute. If this can continue to push down, we may find ourselves in a nice trade with the new hourly candle. But let's find out. Again, new hourly candles can really change momentum, so it could go bullish as well. Like, we could see it just take off again. We want to be careful. Every new hourly candle usually can change momentum, but I do like this. Is like, went up, rejected, came up here again, rejected. Let's find out. Again, rejecting more. Can we close below the 9? Can we close below this last 5 minute candle? Let's find out. 10 seconds left. All right, so are we going to go bullish? Or again, are we going to start pushing back down? New hourly just opened. Why is it saying there's 15 minutes left in this hourly candle? I'm confused. I'm very confused. Huh. All right, well, something must be wrong with MetaTrader. I don't. Anyways, let's go back and see what's going on here. Okay, so again, we've got wick, wick, wick. Can we keep this here and start pushing down now, or are we building enough momentum to? I think it's going to probably have to break down a little bit to get a little bit more momentum to get up. But let's find out. Again, we're giving it another shot. With the new hourly candle, will we have enough momentum behind us to get above there? So far, it's trying, but it's not getting anywhere. So let's see. All right, so we're nearing our break even again. So if you don't want to be any part of this, now is a good time to get out of it at break even. I'm still holding it because I like how this was rejected multiple times. I'm feeling bearish, especially on the longer time frame, looking bearish to me. Again, will consolidate. This is not good price action on the 15, but I like it, so I'm still going to stay in. Up to you whether you're going to stay in or get out on break even. Again, remember I did say if it was going up, it would come down here, pick up some more liquidity, and then head up. Kind of looks like that may be what's happening. Um, let's continue to watch though. Let's see where this candle closes. What we really need for this candle to do is come down close below this red line. see if in the next minute and a half, is it going to close above this red line or not? Again, we entered on it. We entered nicely. But this is bad now. Bad. This is just consolidation here. Up, down, up, down. Like we don't really want in on this. So had a chance to get out here. Maybe I should have. Again, maybe I should have. I did like how it rejected though and was going down. But now I'll admit, should I have? Maybe. Because this now looks like we're gonna go. It's looks like it's gonna try to break out. But again, let's see where it closes. 1 minute left before it closes. Are we gonna close above the red line or below? Again, we're rejecting that red line. Prices, it's trying, but it's every time it goes up there. So it's been rejected. So we're talking 15,140 is just not, it's not happy. It does not like it each time it goes up there. We have rejected this now on 3 different occasions. And each candle has rejected it, tested it, rejected, tested, rejected, tested, rejected. Are we going to now break down? Let's find out. Again, there's a reason why we don't trade candlestick patterns. Because think about it. What did we just see here? We saw it come down, go back up, turn into a doji, long tail, green, and then what happened? Snaps back. So again, what did we do? Tested, closed below, new 5 minute candle. Are we going to try to push up again? Half of this candle, and then drive back down. Let's find out. Again, we're getting close to break even again. If you don't want to be part of this ride, now's maybe a time to get off the boat. Again, I'm still holding. I like these rejections of this level up here. I'm still hoping for a bigger move to come back down here. What I do want to see though is it make a new lower low here. So we need to see it break down below this wick. Like see it make a new lower low here and then drive down and preferably close below this red line. So let's see. So again, price action pretty bad right now. Like I wouldn't be entering in on a trade right now. But the fact is, we're in it. Again, we might get, you could have had you've had a couple chances to get out at break even. I still like the way it's looking. Again, I'm not concerned because again, if I lose this, I'm going to be break even for the day. I risked 0.3 on this because that's what I made for the day. So it's not like I'm going to be in the hole for the day if I lose this trade, which is why I'm not concerned about it. It's why I'm still holding it because I do like the overall direction it's taking. So again, we're still looking for that bigger breakdown. It's trying. It really does not want to go up. So let's see if we can start getting some momentum to the downside. Again, here's another chance for you to exit at break even. Um, I'm holding. So join me if you would like on this ride, which it's been a bit bumpy. Um, if we can get it to even fill this wick, maybe you want to start scaling out there. Who knows? Maybe you want to move to break even there. But we're still in this, so let's do it and see what happens. 1.5 minutes left on this candle. Are we going to close below the 9? Are we going to make a new low? Or are we essentially going to wick off this area and just try to start driving up again? Like, ugh, it's a mess. Again, we look at the price action. Price action today is bad. A lot of news on Friday, really messing with what's going on. This is just barcoding on the 15, like which way is price going? It doesn't even know. Um, we don't even know. I mean, we got in on this nice candle that came and broke down here. Like that was a beautiful entry on the 15. Looked good, but again, now it's garbage. So let's just see. We're in for this ride. Let's see what happens in the next 45 minutes. Or can we break down? Can we make a new low? We really need to make a new low here. Um, get a little bit momentum going. Love to see, come on, love to see it to come down, break this red line. So let's just wait and see. Again, indecision, not no, price hasn't really gone anywhere, it's just kind of sitting here consolidating. Uh, 15 seconds left. So we opened up red, going bullish, bounced off the 9. So we're gonna make another attempt at probably trying to break through all these wicks. It's trying. Is it going to be enough? All right, so we're drawing up, testing that red line again. This red line's been giving us, been saving us. But is it going to have enough momentum now? It's come down, picked up some liquidity. Is it going to have enough momentum now to swing up, make a new high, fill this wick, and then go beyond? Let's find out. If so, we're going to be out. My stop right is right above this wick over here on the left. So honestly, it's probably something like that. Let's see though. It looks like it's rejecting off it once again. But can it go back and build up? Let's see. Yeah. Oh, another big rejection. Oh, it does not like that red line. There's a reason why we put that line there. Remember, we drew that line before any of those wicks had happened, and that was based off of our higher time frame analysis. And look at it, just respecting it. It's trying, but it's really it's not liking that. So let's. I'm still in this trade because I see the price has just not been able to go higher, meaning we're gonna see it break down. We have how many rejections do we have of this level now? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Like, like we've got 7 rejections of this level. Let's see, can we finally just get a little bit of momentum and drive down here? Like all we want is I'll be honest with you, if price breaks down and breaks down below this red line, I'm probably gonna move break even and just get out of the trade. Like again, I'm sick and I do not like sitting in trades. I'm impatient. I don't like sitting in trades for this long. Um, but I still like my analysis. Again, we could get out at almost break even here, but I'm not going to. This rejection to me very telling. I see price breaking down, so we're gonna continue to hold. New 15-minute coming in 1 minute. So we've got a new 15-minute candle starting here in a couple minutes. And again, what will we see with that? Are we gonna see price drive down? Gonna see price go back up? I don't know. 55 seconds left. Can we get below the 9? We're kind of like stuck between that red line and the 9. And we're just bouncing, playing ping pong between the two. Which ping pong? Great game. Love ping pong. Now, I used to play ping pong with my dad a lot. I used to play probably a couple hours a day. And the fact is, it took me years before I was ever able to beat my dad. So maybe it was good practice for learning the trade, right? Years of trading without being profitable before finally being able to, be able to make stuff, make money, and just be able to conquer your fears, right? Conquer the psychology. So let's see here. 12 seconds left. Let's see where can we get a close below the 9 at least? Can we get a close below this level at least? Or are we just going to get more of this absolute garbage? All right, garbage it is. We don't know what's happening. New 15 minutes. Is the new 15 going to give us the momentum to break out of here to the upside, or is this going to be enough to push us down finally and get us and get us to finally back in some profit here? Looks like we're going to want to go back up and try to retest that red line once more. And this is horrible price action again. Like we just look at it. Do we want to be trading this? No. Oh, are we trading it? Yeah, because it looked good when we got in. And these projections show me that I still think pricing is going to break down. But let's find out. Let's see what the other indices are doing right now. Again, not giving us much courage for DAX breaking down because these happen to be going. These have broken through now because at least that one's going bullish. For Dow and Nasdaq, kind of breaking down, bouncing off the 200. But yeah, just price action in general is just absolute garbage. Wow, this is like watching paint dry. All right, so can we get a little bit of a push here? It's just not wanting to go. It's just not pushing anywhere. Was there any news coming up today? Yeah, no, nothing. Okay, nothing. Again, okay, so pushing. Can we push? Can we come down here and make a new low? We absolutely need that if we're going to do anything here. Okay, we're getting a little push. A little push. But is it enough? We need to at least make a new low of some sort here. All right, for another retest of that red line. If we test it enough, maybe it'll break, right? Uh, but again, looks like we're getting rejected. It's been a while since I've seen such garbage price action. We're essentially just stuck in this box of consolidation. Like, that's where we are. And price is absolutely stuck there. At this point, I'd be happy for it to just go up and knock me out of this trade so I could be done watching it, right? Like, at the end of the day, I'm only risking 0.3% on this trade. It's a small trade. But I would love to get a 1R or 1.5R trade out of this and be able to finish the day up 0.5%, 0.6%. Like, that would be beautiful. Um, so again, let's see what happens. I'm still trusting my analysis. I could be wrong, so maybe you think otherwise. But all right, new candle. Can something happen now, please? I mean, price won't stay here all day. We know that. Price has to go somewhere. We don't know where it's going to go, though, or when. It may take until 4 or 5 o'clock for us to get some more new early volume in here. But let's wait and see. Okay, so price still not doing anything. I'm going to be logging off here soon. Okay, let's see. Again, a little attempt. Like, we've had a couple. Okay, so I don't usually do this, but let me show you the ones. Let's see, look at this on the one. We've had a couple big, like, bearish candle, bear. Bullish, but bear. Like, this one broke down. Like, we're seeing some attempts at some bearish attempts to drop, but we're just not able to do it. We're right on the 50 on the RSI. I think the same. Yeah, we're about at the 50 on and here as well. Like, we're just not. We just price can't decide what to do. I said, been a while since I've seen such garbage price action. All right, so we're gonna see another attempt at breaking through this red line. Can it do it? That is the question. Or is it just gonna pick up some bids and just drop through finally pick up enough momentum to now drop? Or is it just gonna tease us for another 15 minutes? One minute 30 left on this candle. Where are we gonna close? We're gonna close above these doors? Are we gonna close up here above these? Or are we gonna close below here? Or are we just gonna close in the middle? Like, again, if we can close above here, or we can close below here, not a big area, but maybe we pick up enough momentum to then break out of here. But right now we're stuck in this very tiny little window. While we're waiting, let's see. So not much happening here. Again, this would be kind of looking like you could potentially be thinking of a bullish setup here. If it bounces and goes up, but again, trading into all this consolidation, I definitely won't be trading that. And I would never trade against what I'm already trading because I would never take Dow and the DAX in opposite directions at the same time. They don't always move in tandem, but a lot of times they do. Okay, so we're back here again. One more attempt to break down. We just made a new low, new low, new low. Okay, new low. Now, new low. Can we close below the red line? Okay, so we touched the red line. Are we going to come back up, retest this green line, 50% of this candle, and then break back down, or are we going to go right back up in consolidation? So that is the question. Let's put our red line there. Let's see what happens. So again, it made a new low. So expect for it to make a pullback, and then let's see if we can continue to drive. Again, as I said, I'm going to consider myself happy. If we can get back down here, we can just do a quick little 1R scalp. If we go down here, we could go aim for 2 if we feeling frisky and like risking a bit. But again, let's watch this. Again, we're expecting this, right? We're expecting a pullback. Drove made a new low finally. It's gonna come back and test half of this candle. Then does it keep on driving? Let's see. Could also have just come down here, pick up some people's stop losses, and now it's gonna have enough momentum to drive up. But let's see. Remember, give your trades room to breathe. If you don't give them enough room to breathe, like imagine if I had done this with a tight stop loss, just put that right here, I would have been stopped out multiple times. But we didn't. We're up here. And again, if this hit here, sure, I could have moved this stop to break even, gotten stopped out, and exited without a loss. But this fits my look. Why would I do that? Because then if it rejects it, this is where I would be usually entering, right? So why did I put my stop loss exactly where I would be entering this trade? It doesn't make sense. So again, I'm not moving my stop loss. My stop loss still up here. And I'm still waiting to see. Are we going to reject this level and the 9 or not? Now, if you wanted, you could move a tighter stop loss because let's be honest, if it goes and breaks that, it's probably gonna just keep on going, right? So if we want to do that, we could do that. Like we can move our stop loss to above there. I'm fine with that. That gives us a little room, gives your trade room to breathe. Now let's see. There we go. New lower low. High. See if we'd moved our stop loss, we would have been to break even. We would have been knocked out. Now we're running in profit. Now where should our target be? Here. Nice rejection off this level. So again, but I'll admit to you, I'm ready to be out of this trade. So this trade goes a little bit farther. Tell you what, actually, right now, I'm at break even. There we go. Break even now. If it comes back, if it kind of goes back and hits it, I'm out. I didn't lose anything. It was a long time to wait. Honestly, I'll be disappointed if I leave this with no money, but I'd rather leave with no money than minus money, right? Live to trade another day. So we're currently at break even here. You could put your stop loss right above this wick instead. Um, just trail it, one candle. That's also another option. But let's see where this candle closes. We need it to close below this red line. If it closes, we can expect it to come up, maybe retest the red line, and then drive back down. So let's wait and see. Currently running 11 pips in profit here. mean, our whole move that we're aiming is, we're aiming for like, I mean, it'd be cool to get 40 pips, but if we can get 20 out of it, it'd be good. So let's see what happens. One more minute left on this. Again, our 15-minute candle over here is looking very nice. We're gonna have a new 30-minute candle coming into the market here shortly. So let's look at our 30-minute again. All right. So 30-minute, it came up, top, broke back down. Can it close below this? Let's draw another red line. Can we close below this and then come back up um, and see what happens? So let's go back to our 30 minutes. But I don't know what's with it's saying 15 minutes. Like I don't know what's wrong. Like it says, like what's wrong with the stinking time zone? Like it says it's set. Anyways, whatever. Not a big deal. Okay, so we're at break even. It's come down and tested this red line. We have 5 seconds left. Gonna close below, above, and kind of right at. Okay, let's see what happens. Does it come back up, retest half of this candle? Maybe come up and test the 9. If it goes higher than that, we're out of it, and we'll just consider it. It was a it was a lesson learned. We got it. We got out though. We've gotten out of break even. So could exit down here with just a little bit of money. Nothing wrong with that either, right? Like if that's what your analysis, my analysis still tells me I think we're gonna break down. I really do. Even though we have this here and this here, I still think we're gonna break down. Just due to all the pressure, the 30-minute candle pressure. Like we have a lot of pressure going on. So let's see. But we're testing that 5. We're testing that 5. Kind of that middle point of the candle. So let's see. Is it gonna come back down? Okay, rejected it. Now, can we see it start to push down? And we see it start get below. We need a new low. I'd love to see a new low. We have equals, kind of equal lows here with this red line. I'd love to see it break below this red line, make a new lower low, and then hopefully get some momentum to keep pushing. But let's find out. All right, we got knocked out of that quickly. All right, bounced out of there. Should I have exited there, same level? Maybe. We still made money for the day. So all right, and this price action absolutely sucks. I'm done for the day. Not going to try to get back in. We made a little bit of money today, which is great. One break even, one loss, one win. That one winner more than covered our loss, so we are in profit. And yeah, check this out now. So we did. We went down, picked up some bids. We're gonna try to go break through here, bounce, and we could see this starting to go bullish now. Yeah, look at that. But all this consolidation, as I said, I don't like it. I don't like this price action. I don't like that price action. I don't like any of this price action. So if it broke way up here, came down, but then you've still got the 200, you've still got this line. Like it just, this is too big for me to want to try to short back down. We just waited a long time for that. So, anyways, I'm done for the day. Hope you had a good time trading, and we will be on tomorrow, same time, 1 p.m. UTC 7 time, which is, I don't know. Anyway, hour before the London Open. And we'll go from there. Have a good one.